I never thought I'd wake up one morning and realize that my entire life had been stolen. Literally. 6.7 million gone, vanished into thin air. But it wasn't some faceless hacker or a scam email. It was my own wife and her lawyer lover. I remember staring at the empty bank account screen, my hands trembling, my heart hammering, unable to comprehend the betrayal. Everything I thought I knew about my life, my marriage, and even the people closest to me felt like a lie. My wife, Sarah, had always been charming, affectionate, the kind of woman people envied. I loved her more than I loved myself, or so I thought. And then there was Richard, a smooth-talking, well-dressed lawyer who handled our family investments. I trusted him implicitly. The moment I discovered their deceit, the world I had built felt like sand slipping through my fingers. I didn't just lose money, I lost trust, security, and my sense of reality. For weeks, I was trapped in a haze of anger and despair. I wanted revenge, but I had no evidence. Every confrontation ended with Sarah crying, gaslighting me, and Richard pretending to be the moral advisor, the one keeping our finances safe. The more I dug, the more I realized I had been blind to the signs, trusting love and loyalty without question. The betrayal cut deep, and it was compounded by my shame for having been so naïve. Then one evening, while sorting through old family papers in the attic, I stumbled across something unexpected, a dusty leather folder that belonged to my grandfather. I had always admired him, a man of quiet wisdom who had left me more than just memories. Inside the folder was an account statement dated back to 1960. At first, I thought it was a relic, nothing more than a curiosity, until I noticed the balance. My grandfather had opened a savings account decades ago, tucked away in a bank that had long since merged with another. The numbers made my jaw drop. Adjusted for interest and inflation, the account had grown to a sum that dwarfed the stolen 6.7 million. It was a lifeline, a second chance, and a reminder that family legacy is more than what we see on paper. It's the quiet, patient accumulation of wisdom, foresight, and integrity. I immediately contacted the bank and began the painstaking process of reclaiming the account. It wasn't easy. Years of paperwork, identity verification, and legal bureaucracy threatened to frustrate me. There were moments I wanted to give up, thinking maybe the universe had already taken enough from me. But I kept going, remembering my grandfather's discipline and resilience. While navigating the legal maze, I realized something important about myself. Losing the money my wife and her lover stole forced me to confront my own vulnerability, but discovering Grandpa's account reminded me of my own resourcefulness. I wasn't powerless. I had the knowledge, determination, and the courage to reclaim my life. I hired an honest attorney, and slowly, bit by bit, the truth about the theft came to light. Evidence surfaced, emails, forged documents, and bank transfers, all pointing to the betrayal I had felt in my gut all along. In the end, justice was served. Sarah and Richard faced criminal charges, and while the stolen money was complicated to recover, I realized that I didn't need it. The real treasure had always been the lessons learned: trust wisely, value integrity over appearances, and never underestimate the quiet strength of a legacy built on honesty. Grandpa's account became a symbol of redemption, a bridge between the mistakes of the past and the possibilities of the future. More importantly, I learned to forgive myself for the blind spots in my own judgment. I rebuilt my life, investing not just in finances, but in relationships that were genuine, in work that mattered, and in the kind of love that didn't come with betrayal. Every time I check that account statement, I don't see numbers. I see resilience, patience, and the power of starting over. By the end, I realized that life will always test us, sometimes in ways that feel cruel and personal. But even when betrayal cuts deep, there are hidden lifelines, waiting to be discovered, reminding us that strength isn't about what we hold in our hands. It's about what we hold in our hearts. Grandpa's 1960 account didn't just restore my wealth, it restored my faith in the enduring goodness of life and the unshakable power of perseverance.